Language is a large component of many small units. It is a communication system that we use every day to get information to one another, and most of the time it is verbal. Sign language, however, is a natural, nonverbal language that is used by the deaf community and has been developed by the members of the deaf community over time. Most deaf children are actually born to hearing parents, so this means that family effort and resources determine a person's level of signing. Sign language is completely independent of its home country's language, and it is important for us to understand what it is and gain awareness of the deaf community. ASL and BSL seem very similar, but their characteristics will be used to determine that they are different. So what is ASL? ASL stands for American Sign Language, and it is the language used by most deaf people in the United States to communicate. ASL is not signs corresponding to English. There is simply a translation to English available like any other language. According to William Stocko, American linguist and professor at Gallaudet University, ASL has 5 main components: hand shape, such as alphabet and numbers; movement, which direction the sign moves in; location, the sign will be presented where it has meaning; orientation, where the sign starts; and non-manual signs like facial expressions. And here are some examples of the alphabet and the number system in ASL. So what is BSL? BSL, or British Sign Language, is used by deaf people to communicate in Great Britain. BSL has few meaningless features combined in different ways to create words. Sign language researcher and author Rachel Spence says BSL uses displacement, which means the signs can be distinguished between past, present, and future. BSL also uses grammatical information. Many authors of a BSL segment in the Journal of Experimental Psychology say that BSL users often take small pieces of different signs to create new signs for the context of the sentence. This, among other things, makes it more difficult and inaccurate when translating BSL to English. I'm supposed to have some examples. Okay, so here are some examples of BSL, the alphabet and the number system, and as you can see, they're completely different. So how are the two languages similar and how are they different? Both languages are complete languages, and they are considered so by their home countries. Like spoken languages, sign languages have regional difference, such as accents. ASL's alphabet is only signed with one hand per letter, while BSL uses 2 hands for each letter. However, they both use fingerspelling to introduce new terms and specifics. Both countries have participants in Signed English, which is decreasing in popularity, but it is a signed version of English. ASL is only signed in one tense, while BSL can be determined between past, present, and future. In conclusion, it is now apparent that BSL and ASL are similar and different in many ways. Even though ASL and BSL's home countries share the same primary language, these two sign languages are not universal, and they are not related to English. BSL uses grammar, while ASL does not, and BSL's alphabet is signed with one hand, and ASL uses 1, BSL uses 2. Language is a very important factor in everyday life, and the deaf community had to adapt to this long ago, so now we have this very complex and nonverbal language.